Hi, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy again. Yo, Chris uploading twice in the same week. That is wild. So, anyways, I've been playing Path of Exile 2, and since I'm kind of like hooked on this game right now, I'm just like playing through the campaign right now and stuff. I just kind of wanted to talk while playing this game because this is one of those games where I could definitely like play while I'm talking. Like I know some people are just like. Some people are like, yo, I need to focus, but this game is like, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, there are times where, like, yeah, I might need to quiet down, but it's very much one of those things where there's a lot of sections where I can just kind of like mindlessly do, semi-mindlessly, not completely, but semi-mindlessly do stuff. So I'm just be playing this while I'm talking, at least for now. Maybe in the future I'll think of doing a scripted video and then like just have gameplay in the background while I talk, some shit like that, like fucking old. Early 2000s YouTube videos and shit. I know there's been some channels that have been popping up that do that kind of stuff again. But anyways, to the main topic of the video, cosmetics in games, pricing on cosmetics and all that. So I've been thinking about this. Like I think I made a post about on my Blue Sky, like talking about how like I looked at the prices of the cosmetics in this game, right, in Path of Exile 2, and I was just like, what the fuck? So just for perspective, those 300 coins, that's from buying the early access. Like, you get the shop currency when you buy the supported packs and shit like that, right? So the packs give you usually like cosmetic items and stuff like that. So they're literally just to support the game. They don't give you any benefits in game. The only thing that gives you benefits in game are these stash tabs. I'm just waiting to see next time they go on sale to buy some of these. Because I have the currency from buying early access, and but I was like, yo, let me look at like the weapons and the effects and all that. So mind you, right? I believe 10 shop currency is $1, right? So right here, the 300 you see, that's $30, right? So I go into the armor. I'm like, oh, what's the armor look like? 450. I'm like, huh? And then I think about it, I'm like, wait, like this shit right here, this is $45. This is like $13. This is $43. This is $47. Like, this is like whole game type pricing. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. This is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. This one too. This one's kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie. And so I'm like, yo, like even some of these visual effects, like these are not cheap. You know what I mean? Like, these are like 20. This one's $12. This is freaking 20. This is 13. I mean, yo, like, this is not cheap. But at the same time, the things that you actually need are like between like $4, like $15 if you want to upgrade to premium stash shop. If you want to get a separate one, it's $4, right? Like, I'm not saying that, oh, it's dirt cheap. Like, it's some money, for paying for stuff like this. But it's a free to play game. Like, you're gonna pay for something, and it's something that, I mean, most players of the game will say is required. I don't know. Oh, let me adjust my volume. I think it might be too high for this mic sensitivity. Here we go. Some people might say it's too high. Look, I played a lot of pay to win MMOs and shit. $20 something cosmetics where you could socket gems for stats was the norm. Or okay, I played Elsword and Blade and Soul. I think Blade and Soul has some shit similar. Maybe not socket stuff, but like again, loot boxes and stuff, right? So. And actually, the gear that gave you the best stats when I played Elsword also came from loot boxes. So what am I even talking about? But it's like, yo, this shit's expensive, right? So it's like, I'm like, is this something I would even want to pay for at some point? Because I'm really enjoying the game. So we'll see like how much I keep playing it and stuff like that. But it definitely feels like one of those games that might be like a kind of like a comfort game for me. Maybe like like when I want to wind down, I don't want to think about too much stuff. Like, this is the type of game that would work well for me. And I'm like, this is crazy. But then I kind of thought about it, and it's like, well, you either have expensive-ass cosmetics and then, like, relatively inexpensive, I'm not going to say cheap, but relatively inexpensive stuff that some players would consider required, right? The stuff that actually makes a difference in the game. Sorry about that. Which is the stash tabs. Those are relatively inexpensive. And the stuff that doesn't matter, the cosmetics, are really expensive. And I kind of thought about it like, yeah, there's some people like, yeah, I'm not paying for this shit. Like, this is too much. But at the same time, like, I'll take that over a pay to win game any day of the fucking week. Cause I've played plenty of pay to win games, bro. You don't want to. It's not fun. Like it is generally like. And I'm not saying the games can't be fun, but it's just like, bro, it will just. You will really you'll never have anything good to say about the game when it's pay to win. Like you just won't, unless you're just kind of insane. And like that's why a lot of people that like play like Lost Ark talk shit about Lost Ark. And you'll see this. This is very. I mean, this is common with any game, but like especially pay to win games, this is very common. Like everyone who plays the game will be like, don't fucking play this game. And like. Coming from that and then seeing this, it's kind of like, and also, you know, Grinding Gear Games has a lot of goodwill from its own players, so that's why, you know, I'm like, taking PoE as a better example. It's like, and even like Marvel Rivals, right? Like I was also playing that, and like there was some cosmetics, just $16, whatever. That's normal, I think, for like a full character cosmetic, yeah. But I've seen some that were like closer to like maybe like seasonal stuff or limited time stuff, closer to. Like, if you were to just buy it outright, it might cost you, like, $30, even $40, like, some shit like that. Like, pretty nuts, right? Now, I don't know how stuff was in Overwatch and stuff, because I was younger, so I didn't even look at the loot boxes. I didn't care. I didn't care about the cosmetics in the game that was first person. Like, I really didn't. But, like, looking at that kind of stuff, I'm like, you know, some people are just, like, don't fuck with that kind of stuff. But for me, it's like, dude, like, if it's not required, then genuinely I don't really see the problem. I know some people might disagree with that, but when you're playing like a game that's meant to be free to play, they have to make money somewhere, and they are going to maximize the profits they can make off the part that they're monetizing, like really monetizing, right? So some people are like, you know, if the cosmetics were cheaper, they'd make more money because more people would buy them. That makes sense in theory, but I'm willing to bet that these guys have run the numbers enough to where they're like, yeah, these prices will make us the most money in the long term. And the fact that PoE 1 has lasted long enough to now there's a PoE 2, and with the amount of content this game has, with the amount of content they push out, they've kept those prices. I think that says a lot about how good those prices have worked for them. You know, like the players can say whatever they want about like, oh, this isn't as good for the player base and stuff like that. But if the players are buying it and it's keeping the company in the green, then like I don't know what to tell you, man. They're just gonna keep doing it, and so. I think that this is still a lot better than having a game that's like actually pay to win, where you like pay for power. That shit fucking sucks. Like if you've never played one, I hope you don't, cause like you'll play a game that's actually really fun, and then you just don't want to play it because like every time you want to do something that like every time you want to play it, it's like, oh, spend money on this thing, spend money on that thing. Like you literally get fucking like shop advertisements at all time, like all the time, whenever they can. It's like, oh, you having this problem? Just buy this, and it'll make your life easier. And it's like, fuck off. That shit sucks. And it's great to have a game that doesn't do that to you, for the most part. And so. Yeah, like, I think there's a valid argument that, like, yeah, they're kind of too expensive, and I kind of agree on a personal level as a player. I would like for them to be less expensive and then make it easier for me to buy, but at the same time, PoE does this interesting thing where they release supporter packs for their leagues, so every time there's a new league, they release a supporter pack, and right now we have, like, the Early Access is technically like an Early Access league, and they have supporter packs, and the thing is, if you I think they usually start at $60. The one for Early Access started at $30 because just, you know, like to have people pay for access but have it be like a relatively inexpensive cost to just get people in, but still like kind of profit off the people who want to play the game early. Okay, I found a second checkpoint, so we can go to. Yeah, I guess we could start here and then we can go back. But back to what I was saying, like. You know, the supporter packs and leagues tend to be like $60, and the $30 one is just to get people into Early Access, and which is fine. Like, you know, the game, it's a big game. Like you need money to keep these servers up while you like finish up the rest of the game. And they quite literally gave us half of the game with early access, and half of the game is already like a monstrosity, like a monstrous amount of content. Like it's actually ridiculous. It's so stupid. Like the way they were like, yeah, so we have like these like 3 4 like, okay, so here's the end game, here's another end game, here's another end game, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Because I've never seen that. Like I just, like, again, I played so much like pay to win slop, and so when I was just like, what? So yeah, but yeah. So it's like, I don't know, like I expensive cosmetics do suck. I'm not gonna say they don't, but I think, you know, when you gotta have a trade off when the game is free to play and you can actually like play most of the game free to play. There's some players who've played PoE and they've played free to play like for most of the time, if not all of the time that they play. I know there are, because there are always people who do that even in games where they probably shouldn't. And so like, you know, I'm curious. What is this? Gothic quarterstaff 16. If I identify it, will I get? Let me see. Oh, cold damage. Interesting. Sorry, got sidetracked again. We got my game, but oh. Yeah, so like, yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say. Like, I think there is a argument to be made about the prices being too high with like these kind of games, and it's like, you know, it kind of sucks, right? When you want to play a game and it's like, oh, but you have like, you gotta, you know, you gotta pay up a lot for the cosmetics and stuff. But like, again, when the cost of these really optional stuff is kind of high and it's stuff that you don't really need, I don't really see the problem. It just, it doesn't, I guess it doesn't make sense to me as someone who experienced like basically being fucking like treated like dog shit in other games that like don't give you shit for your money. But yeah, man, like I understand why people are upset about that kind of stuff, and regardless of the game, just like, yeah, I wish it was more expensive. Like I think they would make more money if it was less expensive because more people would buy it. But at the same time, there's kind of like there's probably like a threshold, right? Where it's like, for like, how much can you like raise the price and still still have like a similar number of people still buy the product, right? Because there's definitely like a point where it's like whether it's $15 or $20, the person who would pay 15 for a cosmetic would probably also pay $20 for a cosmetic. You know what I mean? So like, when you think of it that way, they probably ran some similar numbers when it came to like more higher prices and see like what would like basically like maximize depending on like what kind of outfit is in and all that. Maybe not all of them have, who knows, but like that's just my guess. Because if I were the one running things, that's probably what I would check. Like, how much can we raise the price and still have this like a similar number of people buy the product, right? Like, it just like from a business standpoint. So, you know, like I said, that's basically kind of my thoughts on that. Kind of sucks for the player, but like, especially with games where you can spend like hundreds and thousands of hours and all that, like making the one thing that's expensive something that's completely optional and absolutely does not affect the gameplay at all. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's not that serious. Like, it's really one of those things where it's like, it's just a game, bro. You know, like, that's the only thing I can think when I hear that kind of stuff. It's just like, bro, it's just a game. Like, you don't need it. Like, I don't know, some people really don't like that. Some people really don't. But it's also like, if you want something different, play a game that doesn't have that kind of stuff, because there's others out there. And you know, like, but well, to be fair, for multiplayer, that's kind of hard because all of them are doing like loot box type shit and stuff like that. But you know, like, yeah. But anyways, that was kind of like basically my thoughts on the thing. I don't really have like, I've already said multiple times that I think I'm kind of done. Like, I think I kind of said what I wanted to say. Um, but thank you for anyone who wanted to sit through that whole rant or just kind of played in the background, whatever. It's fine. But yeah, I just kind of want to get this off my chest. Like, I just like, it was really on my mind. Because it's just like it is definitely different. Like, once you start having some sort of income, like even if it's just part time or whatever, like going from like a kid with no money to an adult with like some income, it's like it definitely shit makes you think about it differently, right? That's another thing. Thinking about like what point in your life are you when you like when you play these games, where do you have the money to do it and just don't want to spend it, or do you just not have the money at all, so you're kind of annoyed by the fact that it costs like a whole fucking game to get a cosmetic. So yeah, I think that's honestly that's even another interesting conversation that who knows I might bring up again. Just if like I think about some more, but I think that's pretty much it for now. Um, so yeah, I've said this once already, but thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the rant and just listening to my voice. Maybe you enjoy my voice. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, that's it for me, and I'll see you guys in another video. I'll probably need to pull up like a notepad and see like what, like just random topics I could just like rant about for like 15-20 minutes, and you know, even if it's just like one video a week. I'm on winter break, so even though I have work and stuff, I can like sit down and play a game and just talk shit for a bit. So yeah, see you guys in the next one, because there will be a next one. I will upload again either this week or next week. So Chris will be doing at least a couple uploads for the next month or so. So yeah, look for to that if you're interested in that. So yeah, I'll see you guys.